Hey guys, welcome to the channel where we talk about all things regenerative agriculture and how we can cultivate Christmas trees, chestnut trees, poultry, and beef all together right here in Ohio. And today I want to give you guys a quick tour of the farm because I realize I haven't actually done that yet. And so this will be a nice tour for spring 2026. It's early spring. And I mentioned that because some of the things might be changing over the next few years. So it might be nice to have like these little incremental updates every now and then. But for now, this is what it looks like and this is what we're working with. So there's a few buildings on the farm that I'll show you, but I think we're gonna get started over here in the workshop. Yeah. We also have some gas and diesel fuel tanks right here, so we can quickly and easily refuel all of our equipment. Next to the workshop is a little aviary that we have set up. This technically isn't really part of the business side of the farm. This is more of a pet thing for my mom because she likes to have a little sanctuary for her chickens and a variety of other, I think there's a turkey in there too.
There's two turkeys.
A peacock.
Yeah, two turkeys, peacock, guineas, ducks, and then a variety of different hens and roosters.
They're all much older and they're kind of at the end of their life, so they kind of have a little retirement community right here.
Yeah, I think the big separation here is, you know, the pets versus the livestock, because the pets all have names.
Right. All right, this is the garage. We store the Ford 8N in here, and we have some equipment. We have our wood chipper back here. Several augers, which we don't really use too much anymore. We also have our air compressor and some woodworking stuff is back there.
Yeah.
Here, I'll hold the camera and I'll point it to Kevin because he's more of the operations guy, so he can probably talk a little bit more about this. But we have lots of tools and stuff over here. I mean, it's just a general garage and workshop where we can do repairs and stuff. And
so, and you'll see it, like, it's a common theme around the farm here that we shuffle from season to season to make room for the things that we're actually using during that season. So, and we're kind of coming out of winter, going into early spring here. So we're mid shuffle on a lot of things. And yeah, no,
what is this thing? Is this new?
So that is our trailer dolly.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. Anytime we moved that, or we, you know, needed to move the coffee trailer, we had to hook up to either the Ford or the Ford 8N or the Ford pickup just to shuffle things around, or the baler. The baler was a big one. Actually, the baler is what inspired that purchase, because your dad and I were struggling to move the big baler inside of the big barn. And your mom saw that and was like, no, we're not doing this anymore. You guys are going to throw out your backs. And I was like, that's the nicest way to say you're getting too old for this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it serves the purpose of what we need for right now. Eventually, we'll probably have to expand a little bit on this end. But I mean, it's been working really well for almost 20 years now.
Yeah. This is really my dad's operation, but he uses, I mean.
I use, really for what I use, because I have my garage at my place, which is on the backside of Field 7, where I keep most of my stuff. The big thing that I use in here is the chainsaw sharpener.
Oh yeah.
Like
this guy right here.
Yeah. Harbor Freight Special works so good.
Yeah, we get our money's worth out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Use the crap out of that thing. All right.
All right.
You can get the light so your dad doesn't beat me.
And then this is the RV barn.
RV barn, even though it has not had an RV in it in,
what we call it,
18 years, probably.
Yeah.
So
it's really just a storage more storage where we keep equipment. And more coffee hut.
Yeah, coffee hut goes in here.
Sorry, George.
Yeah, so this is the no-till seeder that we use when we cultivate out in the Field 7, out in Field 7.
Yeah.
So great little seeder. I need to look up actually like horsepower requirements to run this because of the weight and everything, but I believe it was 27.
Yeah, I think it was 26, 27.
Yeah, I think is the horsepower that's required for this. And that's mainly due to the weight of the machine. You need to have something with a little bit higher horsepower to lift this thing. So we bought a new tractor for it and
Quite heavy.
love it. So the RV barn is almost like a catch-all. What doesn't fit in the other barns ends up in here. So you see back in the corner, we have extra fencing. We have all the wood scraps that we keep around. Trailer for storing stuff, moving stuff. This is very beautifully crafted hay wagon that we use to give tours and stuff. But yeah, it's,
And that behind you is the infamous coffee hut,
yeah.
which it's been out of season for a few months, but we're getting ready to get that bad boy started again.
Yeah, just got done putting all the plumbing back in it and everything, putting fresh caulking around all the sinks and all that. Still needs a little bit more work, but with being out for surgery, some things kind of fell through the cracks. Just got that seam all done up again.
Nice.
Yeah. So gave it a new paint job on the outside, went through and shored up all the cracks and gaps. And it's, yeah, I think Jeff redid the doors on that. Jeff redid this barn.
And we refer to this one as the pig barn, even though there are no pigs in it.
Right, because once upon a time, back before our time, it was a pig barn.
Yeah.
Which is really impressive when you look at all the work that Jeff did in here to convert a pig barn into our gift shop and processing barn.
So this small room is just a little storage area. We keep a lot of our Christmas tree related stuff in here.
Right, and then during the Christmas tree season, well, now it's just popcorn.
Yeah, so during the season when we're open for business, this used to be the area where we served hot cocoa and popcorn and stuff like that. And then now it's kind of just like a break room area for the employees.
Yeah.
But
Break room popcorn.
yeah, we've kind of changed what we serve there in the recent years.
So the nice attractive cardboard here on the floor.
Yeah, so this is our gift shop, and it is out of season, so it's just kind of sitting here for now. But this is something that you were saying that Jeff built many years ago too.
Yeah, so this used to be a pig barn, and it's gone through a few phases of renovation and whatnot. The floor is the newest thing, so an epoxy stone floor, which just got done this past fall.
Yeah.
Yep, and then all of our countertops and everything, this is the newest table. This is new. Everything back behind the counter is new. Like this area back here was the last remnants of what would make it recognizable as a pig barn. There used to be a feed trough that was just full of 80 years worth of buildup and everything in there. But yeah, so storage rooms in here, make the wreaths right here. And then, yeah, that's
So your point of sale system right there.
yeah, point of sales. Gets pretty busy in here, pretty packed.
Yeah.
But there's some plans to do a little bit more in here, but I think for the most part, it's where it's going to be for the foreseeable future. Just because there's not much more you can do to grow in here. We're working on getting more and more local farms, local people, kind of crafts and stuff like that. So we're not, peddling stuff that you can get anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is during Christmas season, this is the processing area. But during the summer and, 95% of the year, this is equipment parking pretty much. So we got 3 John Deere mowers with the offset decks that cut beneath all the Christmas trees and everything like that. They don't make them anymore, which is just a massive bummer because it's one of the only mowers that we found that you can take down the row and cut underneath the Christmas trees. So we have 3 of them because inevitably at least one goes down every year.
Yeah,
So
at least.
yeah.
Then over here we got the
The
roller
crimper.
crimper, which is also what we use. So we use this in conjunction with the seeder. So the seeder goes on the back of the Kubota, and then this goes on the front of the Kubota, and it's weighted down with water.
Mm-hmm.
And we do that at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be over. So the biggest, one of the, other than horsepower, transmission, everything like that, one of the biggest upgrades between this Kubota and our new Kubota is the Bobcat Quick Disconnect, which is just
Super nice.
super nice, super handy. Yeah, I just walked through a spider web in my mouth.
Those are sleds that we give out to the customers during the season. Those are some hand saws way back there.
Bow saws.
Bow saws.
Yep, so those are the bow saws. The 2 steels that are electric, those are what we use to trim and get all the trees done here in the processing room. It is what it is.
Drill for the Christmas trees.
Yeah.
This is the baler.
Baler, which is 2 or 3 seasons old now.
Yeah.
Which is, once again, crazy to think about.
Got this, picked it up in Michigan.
In Michigan. Yep, it's a Howie baler. And it is phenomenal. It's the same size as our older one that we have, but we got to a point where we decided that it would be in our best interest to have a backup baler, because if this does go down, we are in a really bad spot.
Yeah, the whole operation will come to a standstill, and we'd have to switch over to, I don't know if you can see it, there's a green thing right there that is, it's a hand netter, and so we would have to switch over to that, which would not be ideal.
Yeah, this is the new Kubota. It's a great machine, love it. And there is his trickle charger cord. Oh.
Booby trapped.
Yeah. So
this is the Kubota, what is it, an LA 765 or 701?
Yeah. Then the Toro Dingo 4, nope, this is a 525, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 525. It is the narrow track, which allows us to get in between the Christmas trees better. The only downside to the narrow track is it is more likely to throw a track. So the wide track is a little bit better at keeping the tracks on. But we use this for cleaning stalls, for augering holes when need be, which is not very often anymore since we switched over to using power drills. But we use it to plane all of our stumps, which is very nice. We don't have to rent anything anymore. It's much easier. That doesn't go down near as much. But yeah, another one of the mowers and one of the 2 4-wheelers that we have.
And that's a Christmas tree shaker.
Yeah, so we have 2 shakers. The other one's in the ground over there. We pull it every year, but normally sits over where the smaller Kubota is right now, along with the drill. And then
got some storage.
One of our spring cleaning chores that we may or may not get to again this year.
Yeah, we need to go and clean all that stuff out, but we keep putting it off every single year.
Yeah,
it's kind of low priority.
Yeah. All right. So, on to the big barn. This is the one that Jeff and I did a few years ago.
Yeah, you redid the siding, the red siding?
Will redid the siding, took off a bunch of the strips, shored up everything, repainted all of the, not gonna remember what they're called right now, the overhang, the underside of it. This is where the Kubota sits. We call it the cubby. And then a few of the attachments, some of our wood stakes, our tubes. This beauty right here is what we filled with tree sap for our maple syrup this year, which I still need to get some. This is the trailer and tank that we use to water chestnuts during the summer. But having this Ryobi transfer pump right here took us from watering 200 trees in, what was it, 6 hours, to watering 350-ish in about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I think we can water one tree in 15 seconds with that there.
Right, which used to take about one tree, not including travel time, walking time, and everything like that.
Right.
That took about a minute per tree, not in, that doesn't take into the fact that you were running a 2-man operation instead of a 1-man operation.
Yeah.
So these are the, well, about 2,000 Christmas trees sitting right here that we're going to be planting in the next week, week and a half. All right. You getting George?
He's just sitting patiently by the car.
I'm ready to go, Dad. All right, so this one was also, I believe, a pig barn. And this is the old feed trough and everything like that. Now, this is dual-purpose swing door, so you could block the pigs as they came in and out. It also opens another way. This is the, out this door is the loading ramp where they would load them into the truck. I don't think we're gonna go up into the upper portion of the barn today, but there's like, here's an old, this is an old hay chute right here. And there's 3 more.
That over there, by the way, is where we film our podcast. We actually do film it in the loft area of this big barn.
Underneath the tarp there, it's the other Howie baler, same size, older model, super reliable, but once again, wanted to make sure that we had a fail-safe. As we get into this portion of the barn, this is where we winter all of our laying hens. We have 3 stalls out of the 5 that we use for the layers. And then right in here, we have our brooder with our baby birds. Starting to lose their fluff. They're about 3 days old and turning into little raptors real quick. All of these stalls we have gone through and done quite a bit of predator proofing on here. We have a few animals that like to try and winter in here, and the more we can discourage that, the better. None of the donkeys or goats are in here right now because it's a beautiful day, so they are out enjoying some fresh grass. But this is where they hang out most of the winter. All of these doors right here flip open, like this one right here. That way we get some nice airflow in here in the summertime. This is another thing that Jeff and I kind of redid. Had to redo all the doors on this, had to redo this entire wall over here because the old door was not functional. So built the new door, put a new rail on it, and definitely adds a whole new element of airflow into this barn, which is much needed. So as we go outside of the barn here, we're gonna take a look over here at our egg mobile. Hens have been out here for about 4 days, maybe 5. Nope, 7, 1 week.
Yeah.
They've been out here for a week, so they're on their second set of fresh grass and trees to go through and pick through, and they're loving life. As soon as we get over there, they will flock around us and follow us, but they've done a real good job at scratching around all the trees and making sure all the pests are taken care of and giving us plenty of manure to keep some fertility in the ground.
And also that right there is the first American chestnut that we planted on this farm. And it's doing pretty good. It's about, actually it's not that far from popping off over the top of that tube.
Yeah.
And then also this is field
1 and 4.
1 and 4. So we have a field over there and a field right here of Christmas trees.
Yeah.
George, what are you eating?
Only the good stuff.
Come on, bud.
Got to focus on the positives. He didn't roll in it. Hello, girls. All right.
So this is the Eggmobile, and we have a Premier 1 fencing. So it's an electrical fence that is portable. It's really just netting, and then we have that all around the perimeter, and this allows them to get into the Christmas trees and really dig around them and scratch underneath them for grubs and all kinds of things. And we move this every 4 days or so. And so it was actually over there, and then we just kind of flipped it, put it over here. And then come Monday, we're actually going to move the entire Eggmobile forward down to another section, and then we're going to repeat the process. We actually do that all summer long, all across the entire farm. So all summer long, this whole flock of laying hens are going to be outside and doing what chickens do best.
Be nice to see some wildflowers out here soon. So yeah, this is it's about half an acre stretch right here where we have, I want to say it's like 30 different wildflower variety that we planted in here. So this will be a you-pick operation / come take some pictures, have a good time. And a good place to run, I guess, huh, Josh?
This is the southwest corner of our Christmas tree field. We have a whole bunch of, so it actually goes on that way quite a bit and then that way quite a bit. So we're at it like an L. But this strip right here is a big project that we had many, many years ago now. We had to clear all this out. It was all overgrown with, what was it, honeysuckle and
Well, yeah,
mulberry?
mainly honeysuckle, mulberry. There's a few nice prickly vines in here and then some trees that we had to cut down. It was quite the project, but we had to do it around the entire perimeter to make way for the farm fence, or the fence here.
Yeah, which this is also kind of a newer fence that we put up all around the perimeter.
Yeah.
And this is a nice path because Kevin lives over there, so he uses this path often with his side-by-side, and that's how he gets to the farm.
Yeah.
So we still get a lot of use out of that, but this right here is field 7. So these are all of our chestnuts. And this is the side of the field, the south end that we started. So these are the first chestnuts that we planted, and we're working our way that way, and we're just trying to fill the whole field. And eventually we're going to have 533 chestnuts planted all throughout this 17-acre plot. And we grow our chestnuts ourselves in our greenhouse from seed. And then once they're about a foot tall, we bring them out here, we drill a hole, we plant them. We put up these grow tubes in the stakes around the seedling itself to help protect it from predation. And it also serves as a little mini greenhouse to help promote growth. And then it offers some nice shade for what will eventually be cattle and livestock out here.
And then we've talked a little bit about doing pawpaws.
Pawpaws too, yeah. Apple trees, pawpaws, and maybe cherry trees.
Yeah.
There's a few options.
So pawpaws are pretty unique to Ohio,
yeah,
or at least this region.
Those would be really cool. The problem with pawpaws is that they have such a short shelf life that we would have to move them pretty quick.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be cool though.
Yeah. It's a very unique fruit, and if you can find it and you haven't tried it, it's definitely worth a try.
Yeah. It's like kind of a little bit like a banana in texture, like a mushy banana, but it's very custardy in flavor.
I was going to say it's also kind of like
it's a weird
vanilla pudding in some ways.
Vanilla pudding, that's pretty good, yeah. Otherwise, that's it for this farm tour. I might do another farm tour later on when things change, and we can do a periodic update there. But if you found any value in this video, go ahead and hit that like button and hit subscribe if you're not already. And we'll see you guys in the next video.